going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. Today I want to talk about this compilation right here. This is Tickets to Doomsday, heavy psychedelic funk and soul, ballads and dirges, 1970 to 1975, released on NowAgain Records for Record Store, November 26, 2021. Now this record right here is actually something of a sequel to a record that came out on NowAgain in 2009. This guy, Forge Your Own Chains, heavy psychedelic ballads and dirges, 1968 to 1974, which is a compilation that I really liked. So when I found out that this compilation was getting a pseudo-sequel in this compilation, I got super stoked, made sure that I picked it up because it was a limited edition release, and now that I've had a chance to listen to it, I want to share my thoughts and opinions of this guy and let you know if it lived up to the pedigree of the aforementioned compilation. So with all that being said, let's talk about this guy. So for those of you who don't know, NowAgain was started in 2002 by then Stone's Throw general manager and A&R Eothan Olaplatt, aka Egon. My apologies if I got your name wrong, man. After the success of their well-received, deep and obscure funk and soul compilation, The Funky 16 Corners. Since the label's start, the label has put out hundreds of reissues, compilations, 7 inches, and original works by artists both new and old, obscure and well-known. In 2009, as the label started to move away from strictly funk and soul territory, the label put out a compilation of psychedelic rock, funk, and soul called Forge Your Own Chains, a 15-track compilation featuring some of the rarest and psychiest music around the world. A compilation that I will have to come back to one of these days. On November 26, 2021, for Record Store Day, the label released a limited edition sequel of sorts entitled Tickets to Doomsday, heavy psychedelic funk and soul, ballads and dirges, 1970 to 1975, featuring a few tracks from artists that have been previously reissued on the label, like Certified Schizo, Stephen David Highcotter, Iranian musician Korosh, and progressive psych group Padnoster. The track listing contained a great combination of artists both familiar and new to the reissue game, to my knowledge. Strangely, it seemed like this compilation didn't really get any sort of press whatsoever, so it's up to my tiny little YouTube channel to cover this little record right here and let you know whether or not I think it's worth checking out. And to me, it's definitely worth checking out, although I want to get my complaint out of the way before I move forward talking about how great this fucking thing is. And look at this compilation right here. Beautiful, all sorts of information, this wonderful gatefold with all sorts of detailed information about all the artists that are featured on this compilation, and this guy has absolutely none of that. It's not a gatefold, it doesn't come with a booklet, it doesn't even come with a download card. Needless to say, the frills on this thing are very thin. Basically what you got is a compilation full of some great music, but it feels like it could have been presented so much better. Considering how great reissues from NowAgain Records have been in the past with their detailed information, their package design, their pressing and everything, this feels like it was rushed out the door just to make it in time for Record Store Day. And that might actually be the reason why you don't see a lot of information for it on NowAgain affiliated websites, which is a real shame because the quality of every single track on here is top notch. There isn't a moment wasted on here. As the title would suggest, you've got little bits of psychedelic music, funk music, ballads, dirges, everything that I loved about the Forge Your Own Chains compilation is condensed very nicely into a single LP compilation here, and I absolutely love this thing from front to back. From the slamming sluggishness of the opener on here, Golden Wing with a title that I'm not going to even try to pronounce, to the basement amateuristic production of the absolutely fantastic Stephen Highcotter track, I Don't Mind. There's so much to love about this. The title track is an absolutely fantastic sort of psychedelic dirge. The other track on here that really sticks out, Paradise Lost by Upheaval, almost sounds like a call to arms marching band with its larger-than-life drums and horn section. Some of the tracks from artists that had been previously reissued on NowAgain that show up here, also excellent, and considering that I've sort of neglected them up until this point, this compilation has made me curious to go check out work from both Korosh and sorry about the pronunciation, and Padnoster, as they are two of the better, like, sort of psyche tracks. It always seems like every song on here is going through a bit of a balancing act of trying to be a little bit more psych or a little bit more funk, or actually putting them kind of on equal playing fields. Every song on here does that. They're all excellent. I highly recommend this compilation. I just wish it was a little bit better presented. If it were, I think it would be way more worth its asking price. But considering how much of the music on here is so obscure and just so hard to get your hands on, that you might as well pick this guy up, because there's so much great music on here that you probably won't hear otherwise. And for that reason alone, despite, again, packaging issue, I can't recommend this compilation enough. So Tickets to Doomsday, Heavy Psychedelic Funk and Soul, Ballads and Dirges, 1970 to 1975 from NowAgain Records. Highly worth picking up and comes highly recommended from me. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've listened to this compilation for yourself, please let me know what you thought about it down on the comments. Also, let me know what was your favorite track from this compilation. I'm curious to anyone in my audience, if they've listened to any of the records, what some of their favorite tracks are. If you want to hear this compilation for yourself, please head over to my WordPress blog. That's where I post music links to any of the records that I talk about on this channel. And make sure you follow me over on Twitch for Live from the Record Room. There you can hear me play records like the ones that I talk about in these videos, as well as a whole host of other records in my collection that I don't get a chance to talk about on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!